everyone, for today's video I'm going to create this figure here in SolidWorks 2021. So let's get started. I'm going to start first by creating this big circle before proceeding with this line. The diameter of this circle is 130. So to start, I'll select this icon for creating the circle. I'll select the front plane as the view, start at the origin, and I'll drag the circle up to here and just type its radius here. Since the diameter is 130, I'll input half of that for the radius, which is 65. After that, I'll create center lines for this circle since it will be the basis of the next object I will make. Select the center line in this option and just drag across this circle. Next, I'll make this horizontal line starting from this point to here using the length of 78. Click the line icon, the horizontal for orientation, and type 78 as its parameter to make it easier. As you can see, it automatically creates the line with its corresponding length. Next, I'll create this line since it's the basis to create this diagonal. Using the center line of this circle and the endpoint of this line, the diagonal can be created. With the parameter 37, I'll create another horizontal line and select for construction option since it's really not necessarily included in the figure. I'll type its length here and just drag it. After that is the diagonal. I'll just select as sketched, orientation, and trace the endpoints of this center line and this one. Then I'll just continue the line in the figure up to here and just trim the excess later. Just edit this and type the corresponding length 43. Now, to be able to make this small circle, I need this line since it's the center line of this circle. Creating this line will be the basis of the creation of this circle, and to do that, I need to make an offset for this line to create this one, along with these lines to create the lines above. I'll create the offset for this line first with a distance of 18. So select offset entities, input the parameter 18, and notice that this whole chain is created. However, I only needed this one here because the distance for this one and this one are different, so they must be made separately. So I'll just unselect the select chain option, just delete this, and proceed to the offset of the next one. Click Ctrl along with these lines needed and repeat the same process and input 20 as its parameter. Next is to extend these lines to create a corner. Now I can create this circle using these lines as its basis for construction. I'll create this circle on this endpoint with a diameter of 52, and dividing it by 2 will give a radius of 26. I'll just drag it and edit the radius here. Then I'll trim the excess lines starting on this one using this corner option and just select this one and this one. And for the rest of the excess lines, I'll just use the power trim option. Next are these round edges. Starting on the corner edges like this are 12 or radius 12. I'll use fillet or fillet. Select these lines as the entities to fillet and type the parameter 12. Next is the R14 corner. Just repeat the process and type 14 as its parameter. Then this one with a radius of 8. Also this one with a radius of 20. So before continuing on to the next parts, I'll make this current figure fully defined first and make each entity driven so that they will not move as I create the other objects. The black color indicates a fully defined object like this one, and the blue is underdefined. So to make all of them fully defined, I'll just fix this option under Add Relations and repeat that for the rest of the entities. After that, I'll use Smart Dimensions to make the entities driven. And just edit each leader to look like the ones on the original figure. For this part, I'll just use a construction line and continue adding the other dimensions. Now that each entity is fixed, I'll create the rounded corners beside the circles here and here. With a radius of 12 here and 5 here. I'll use a perimeter circle instead of a fillet to do that. Select this line and this side of the circle, then input the radius 12. Do the same here and type 5 as its radius. Then trim the excess lines. Since I'm done with this part, next is this one with a radius of 5. Then also trim the excess. Then make them fully defined and driven. For the next entity is this one with a radius of 180, and I'll use the perimeter circle again. Input 180 and trim the excess. Then from this curve, use offset to make this line with a distance of 20. But reverse must be selected to have the offset on the other side. Also trim the excess and fix the relations to make them fully defined. Before making the new entities driven, I'll first create these rounded corners using the perimeter circle. Then trim the excess, fix the relations, and dimensions for the rest to make them driven. Now that we have the full shape, I'll create the objects inside this big circle, starting at this inner circle with a diameter of 46. I'll use this circle option. Input half of the diameter, which is 23. Next is the other circle, making it a construction circle and dragging it until 40 since it's half of the diameter 80. After that is the rectangle part with a width of 6. So I'll use a midpoint line option, and since its width is 6, drag it until 3. And just connect it to the circle using another line. Now to make it circular like this, I'll select all the lines, use the circular sketch pattern option, and since its number is 7, just type it here. Trim the excess lines next. And fix the relations. So next, I'll just fix this construction circle, just like the figure. So I'll delete this first. Use the center point arc option like this. And put smart dimensions to make the rest driven. For this, just select this one to make the value of a diameter instead of a radius. Now the only left is to do the objects inside the small circle. I'll make a center line across this first. Then I'll create this construction circle with a diameter of 34. Divided by 2 will give a radius of 17. Next are these small circles with a diameter of 8, so making its radius of 4. Select the circle with 4 as its radius starting at this point. Then use the circular pattern option again to make it look like the figure. I'll just edit this one and input 17 since that's the radius of the construction circle. And I'll also adjust this point up to here since this is the needed origin for this circular pattern. Now to make it look like this, I'll select these circles and rotate them into an angle of 45 degrees. Then fix the relations. Next is this small circle with a diameter of 16 or radius of 8. Make it fully defined and make the rest driven. For this, I'll just input 4 SK manually. Also, to add the angle dimension, I'll make a diagonal line here, a line from here first, and another line. I'll delete this first line and fix this one and make it for construction. Last are these dimensions below. I'll make a construction line here, from here to here, to add the dimensions easily. Then delete this first line. Fix its relations and add the dimension for the rest. I'll just fix the position of some dimensions. And that's it. Thanks for watching and keep safe.